Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Dortmund and FC Barcelona. Barcelona is going to be hosting Dortmund in this upcoming Wednesday. It's going to be a huge match. Yes, I do think that it probably would have been better for Barcelona to go away first and then go home in the second leg, but it is what it is. Barcelona do have a mountain to climb, and Barcelona do have one goal, and that is to win all trophies this season. So what we're going to be doing in this video is talk about Dortmund's season struggles, then speak about Barcelona's current form. Later in the video, we're also going to be talking about the injuries for both Dortmund and FC Barcelona and what the projected 11 could be for both teams. So if you guys do end up liking this video, please click the thumbs up button. And also, if you want to support me even further, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. So Borussia Dortmund were in the finals of the Champions League last year against Real Madrid. They were one of the best teams in the Champions League last season, and they gave Real Madrid a huge battle. But in this season, they have underperformed. They currently do sit in 8th place in the Bundesliga. For Dortmund, this season is shaping up to be one of their worst league finishes since 2007 and 2008. Niko Kovac, who recently just replaced Sahin back in January, is slightly improving this team, as we can see through the performances. But overall, their inconsistency has been one of the main criticisms. Everybody has been discussing, why is Dortmund playing good in this game but then fall so short in the next one? Now here's the thing, even though Dortmund have been very poor in the German league, overall in the Champions League, they have been pretty strong. They have gone through Lille, which ended 3-2 globally. They have convincingly defeated Sporting CP, who were one of the best teams in the Champions League as well, and they won against them 3-0. Dortmund overall have scored 28 Champions League goals this season, which is second only to FC Barcelona's 32. So it's really impressive. And their striker Guirassy is one of their standout performers with 10 total goals, which includes 5 penalties. They also do have their young attackers like Gittens, who has 4 goals, which is considered the top under 21 goal scorer, and Karim Adeyemi with 5 goals, who always provides that additional threat. He also had a huge performance against Real Madrid in the final last season. So while yes, Dortmund may not carry the most momentum going into this match against FC Barcelona, the safe thing that we could say is Dortmund always show up in the Champions League. So I do think that Dortmund's pace could exploit Barcelona's high defensive line, and because of their wingers. One of their players, Pascal Gross, did previously expose Barcelona's offside trap, which does illustrate a lot of vulnerability from Barcelona when it comes to deep midfield runs and fast breaks. Then you have the wide attackers like Adeyemi, Gittens, who could exploit the spaces behind Barcelona's advancing fullbacks. So we have to be very careful with that. As for FC Barcelona, Barcelona have entered an unbeaten streak of 22 matches, having scored 3 or more goals in 13 of these matches. Hansi Flick in his managerial career has had an impeccable record against Dortmund with 6 victories from his time at Bayern and Barcelona. And we all know that his attacking style, it does maximize the strengths of Barcelona's key players like Raphinha's movement, who can create space centrally and wide, benefiting players like Lewandowski. We have the creative midfielders like Pedri and the dynamic winger Lamine Yamal, who adds an offensive flair. Players like Serhou Guirassy and Inigo Martinez do enhance the build-up from the back, which ultimately leads towards extreme vertical play. So their passes coming from the back line is very important, and is for sure going to be implemented against Dortmund. I do think that our main center-back pairing is going to be Guirassy and Inigo Martinez, but we'll talk about that later in the video. Barcelona have scored 141 goals in 47 matches across all competitions this season. I really do think that we are one of the favorites to win the Champions League this season, if not the favorites to win. The only thing that will stop Barcelona from not winning the Champions League is going to be themselves. Our focus has to be at an all-time high. So Barcelona will aim to reach their first Champions League semi-final match since 2019. Barcelona were very close to reach the semi-finals last season, but unfortunately, we fall short to PSG after a huge error coming from Ronald Araujo. Moving on towards the injuries for both Dortmund and FC Barcelona. Dortmund do face a lot of injuries ahead of this match, like Nico Schlotterbeck, who has just received a meniscus tear. We have Niklas Süle, who is also out and unavailable. Sabitzer is also out, and another player on their list is Remy, who is also going to be out. Yes, we did talk about how Pascal Gross is one of their most dangerous players. He's not going to be in this game as well because he will be suspended. So Dortmund are going to be missing a lot of players, and Barcelona have to take advantage of this. So I do expect for Dortmund to make a huge tactical shift. So I do expect Borussia Dortmund to shift from a 3-back line to a 4-2-3-1 because of their defensive absences. Expect for a lot of players to form a mid-block. Players like Gan and Ozgan are going to be anchoring the midfield with Julian Brandt behind Guirassy, and then Adeyemi and Gittens on the wings. As for FC Barcelona, they're going to be missing Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is not back yet, but the good news is Inigo Martinez is ready, and he did train with the team, and he is cleared. Of course, Marc Asado, Marc Bernal, Marc-Andre ter Stegen are all out, right? The the Mark brothers, but we should expect to see Marc Asado and Marc-Andre ter Stegen to return to the squad list very soon, probably in the last few weeks of this season. So I do expect to see an attacking lineup of Szczesny in goal, Jules Koundé, Kubarsi, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde at the back, with Frankie and Pedri in the double pivot positions, and then our attacking four is going to be Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Raphinha, and Lewandowski. Yes, you guys heard that right. Ferran Torres with Raphinha and Lewandowski. Ferran Torres will be acting like a number 8 to a number 10 type role. I do believe that Barcelona have to go on all out for the attack. I know that we have Gavi, we have Fermin Lopez. At the very least, the first 60 to 65 minutes against Dortmund, Barcelona have to go all in on the attack, get as many goals as possible, because we are going to be playing at home. This is our best chance. Going to Dortmund is going to be very difficult because of their fans and because of the atmosphere. They're going to be having all of the momentum and motivation in the world to win. So we have to go and get at least 3 goals against Dortmund on Wednesday night, at the very least. Hopefully Ferran Torres can get his 2 goals, Raphinha can get his assist, Lewandowski can also get his 1 to 2 goals. Barcelona have to win and win big. And I do think that Inigo Martinez and Kubarsi is our best bet to perform at the back. Inigo Martinez has been Barcelona's best center back. As a matter of fact, in terms of ground duels and the win rate in La Liga this season, Inigo Martinez has the best ground duel rate, which is 74.2%. It's going to be a wild game. Barcelona have never lost in their previous 5 meetings with Dortmund, and Dortmund has historically always struggled in Spain. Only 3 wins and 20 visits. But despite the poor domestic performances of Dortmund should remain competitive in some way, because this is a European knockout match. As for FC Barcelona, Barcelona are going to be aiming for the quadruple, like how we stated in the beginning of this video. That is the goal. It is to win the Copa del Rey final, to continue to be at the top of the league table, to go all the way in the Champions League, and with the Spanish Super Cup already won, everything is going to be in our hands. So let me know in the comment sections down below, who do you believe should be in the starting 11 against Dortmund? And do you see Dortmund's injury concerns as a possibility for Barcelona to tackle and win big? And I do quickly want to add in some transfer news in regards to Ansu Fati. It says here, according to Ferran Martinez, that Ansu Fati is very hurt and disappointed by the situation he is going through. He's open to the idea of leaving this summer. So I do feel like now it's it, right? After 4 months of Ansu Fati trying to get into the first team, trying to get into the squad list or the starting 11, Hansi Flick is not going to give Ansu Fati any chances. Ansu is simply just not good enough from a physical standpoint and mental standpoint. Hansi has been very blunt and clear that when it comes to him not wanting certain players, it's clear. Like with Vitor Roque, he did not want Vitor Roque, so he let him go. There was no such thing as trying him out, giving him a couple of minutes. If he believes that a player is not even good enough to perform during the training sessions, the player must be out. And unfortunately, Ansu Fati is the next one in line. And Barcelona is going to be looking to cash in. It's not going to be a lot of money. We have talked about before the reasons why Ansu Fati will not be sold for more than like 10 to 15 million euros. Yes, at one point about 2 or 3 years ago, he was worth 80 million euros. But because he has not been playing, because he has been injured multiple times, Ansu Fati's market value and just value overall has plummeted. And Barcelona do have plans. They're going to be using certain funds to reinforce some positions in the squad. Like for example, they're going to be looking to reinforce the right back position, which is going to be revolving around either getting Vandersen or Ratillo. They're also going to be looking to reinforce the left wing position to bring more competitiveness to Raphinha. They're going to be looking at Nico, Rafael Leao, and Luis Diaz. As for the goalkeeper position, it is unlikely. They are okay with ter Stegen, Szczesny, and Inaki Peña. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.